In a land where the desert meets the sky, a world of contrasts unfolds. Here, on this peninsula of sand and sun, the ancient rhythms of the earth are met with the relentless pulse of human ambition. The air, thick with the heat of the day, carries whispers on the wind, stories of purling fleets and nomadic journeys, now mingling with the distant hum of a metropolis forged from glass and steel. It is a place where the horizon is a stark, clean line, dividing the ochre sands from the cerulean heavens, a canvas upon which a most extraordinary story is being painted. This is a realm governed by extremes. The scarcity of fresh water is answered with the abundance of unimaginable wealth, drawn from deep beneath the earth. The harsh, unforgiving glare of the sun is defied by oases of impossible green and palaces of cool, conditioned air. To be born here is to enter a story already in progress, to inherit a legacy of both profound privilege and unspoken obligation. The very sand beneath one's feet seems to hold a different promise depending on the circumstances of one's arrival. And so, my journey begins. It is a journey not across continents, but into the heart of this paradox. We will explore a society sculpted by both tradition and hypermodernity, where the lines between the natural and the artificial blur. We will seek to understand the delicate balance of life in a place where the desert's timeless patience is challenged by humanity's dazzling and perhaps fleeting ingenuity. The story of this land is the story of a dream, realized against the odds, a testament to what is possible when nature's limits are met with limitless resources. To be born a native of this land is to win a lottery of existence, a prize drawn from the geological fortunes buried deep beneath the sand and sea. Here the struggle for survival that defines so much of the natural world is, for a select few, entirely absent. From the first breath a citizen is enveloped in a cradle of absolute security, a cocoon woven from the immense profits of natural gas. It is an inheritance not of land, which is mostly arid and inhospitable, but of the very elements of a modern, comfortable life, provided unconditionally. Imagine a world without the burden of income tax, where the fruits of one's labor remain entirely one's own. Imagine an existence where the costs of healthcare, from a routine checkup to the most complex surgery, are simply erased. Education, from the first day of school to the highest levels of university, both at home and abroad, is a gift from the state. Even the fundamental utilities of life, the water that flows from the tap, the electricity that powers the lights against the desert night, arrive without a bill. This is the reality for the Qatari citizen. This extraordinary provision is the direct result of the nation's immense hydrocarbon wealth. A sea of natural gas, one of the largest reserves on the planet, fuels this engine of unparalleled social welfare. The state, as the custodian of this resource, distributes its largesse amongst its people, creating a society where the concept of poverty for a native is almost entirely abstract. Generous land grants and interest-free loans ensure that every citizen can build a home, creating sprawling villas where families can grow in comfort and privacy. But this gilded existence is a fortress, and its walls are high. The privileges are reserved exclusively for those who can claim lineage, a birthright that cannot be earned or acquired. This creates a stark and visible divide, a social stratification as clear as the line between the desert and the sea. The very fabric of society is woven with two different threads, one of gold for the citizen, and one of coarse utility for the vast migrant workforce that builds and serves this modern paradise. This workforce, drawn from nations across the globe, forms the bedrock upon which the opulence is built. They construct the gleaming towers, pave the wide highways, and staff the luxurious establishments that define the nation's image. Yet they live in a parallel world, one governed by contracts and temporary visas, existing outside the sphere of citizen privilege. Their lives are a stark counterpoint to the ease enjoyed by the native-born, a constant silent reminder of the disparity that underpins this society. The paradox is profound. In a landscape defined by natural scarcity, a system of unprecedented human abundance has been engineered for a chosen few. The harshness of the desert environment, which for millennia dictated a life of constant movement and hardship for its inhabitants, has been rendered almost irrelevant. The challenges of nature have been overcome not by adaptation in the traditional sense, but by an overwhelming application of financial force, creating an artificial ecosystem of comfort and ease. The young Qatari grows up in this unique environment, a world where the primary struggle is not for survival, but for meaning and purpose, within a framework of guaranteed comfort. The drive and ambition that hunger and necessity often inspire must be found elsewhere, cultivated from within. They are an elite, a protected species in their own land, their future secured by the geological accident of their birthplace. The desert sun shines equally on all, but the shade is reserved for the few. And so, the social contract here is unlike any other. It is a pact between a ruler and a people, funded by the earth itself. In exchange for this life of unparalleled ease and security, there are expectations of loyalty and an adherence to the traditions that provide the society with its anchor. It is a delicate balance, a modern experiment in nation building where wealth is not just a tool for progress, but the very foundation of the social order, creating a quiet, comfortable, and deeply divided kingdom in the sand. From the scorched, seemingly empty expanse of the desert, a new kind of oasis has risen. These are not the natural springs and date palms of old, but man-made marvels of engineering and imagination. They are a defiant response to the climate, a testament to the will to reshape the environment itself. Lush, sprawling parks, impossibly green, are irrigated with desalinated water, their lawns manicured with a precision that borders on the surreal. Here, families gather in the cool of the evening, the scent of cut grass mingling with the dry desert air. One can step from the blinding 45°C heat of a summer afternoon directly into a wintry fantasy. The shopping malls, vast cathedrals of commerce, are cooled to a constant, pleasant temperature. They are more than just places to shop, they are entire worlds unto themselves. Inside one, you might find yourself gliding in a gondola along a Venetian-style canal, complete with a painted sky of perpetual twilight on the ceiling. This is not a mirage, but a meticulously constructed reality, a bizarre and beautiful juxtaposition of place and time. The capital, Doha, is the epicenter of this transformation. Its skyline, a collection of architectural wonders that pierce the hazy sky, has erupted from the sand in a breathtakingly short span of time. Each tower competes with the next, in a silent contest of height and design, their glass facades reflecting the desert sun. This dazzling modernity stands in close, yet harmonious, proximity to the old world. A short walk from the gleaming skyscrapers lies the Souk Waqif, the standing market. Here, in the labyrinthine alleyways of the souk, the pace slows. The air is thick with the aroma of spices, oud, and roasting coffee. Ancient traditions are alive and well. Merchants sell pearls, textiles, and falcons, their shops built with traditional mud-rendered walls and exposed timber beams. It is a sensory journey back in time, a carefully preserved heart that beats with the old rhythms of Arabian commerce, providing a vital counterpoint to the city's futuristic ambitions. The gateway to this land is itself a wonder. Hamad International Airport is not merely a transit hub, it is a destination. Within its vast undulating structure, one finds serene green spaces, tranquil water features, and a world-class collection of public art. It is a statement of intent, a declaration of global ambition, and a commitment to beauty and comfort from the very first moment of arrival. This airport is the nexus from which the national airline, Qatar Airways, extends its reach across the globe, connecting this small peninsula to almost every major city on Earth. This penchant for the grand gesture is a national characteristic. It is a country that thinks in superlatives. It is not enough to simply have parks, they must be lush and immaculate. It is not enough to have an airport, it must be an architectural masterpiece. This drive manifests in the hosting of global sporting events. the construction of iconic museums designed by the world's most famous architects, and the constant pursuit of the next spectacular project that will capture the world's attention. These manufactured wonders create a unique habitat for the modern Qatari. Their environment is a curated experience, a seamless transition between air-conditioned homes, luxury vehicles, and climate-controlled public spaces. The raw, untamed nature of the desert is something to be viewed from a distance, through the window of a land cruiser on a weekend excursion, rather than a daily reality to be endured. It is a life lived within a bubble of technological comfort. The sheer speed of this development has created a landscape layered with history, but with the layers compressed. The purling dhows in the harbor bob in the shadows of financial headquarters. The call to prayer echoes against glass towers. This is the new ecosystem of Qatar, a hybrid world where the past is carefully curated as heritage, and the future is being built at a dizzying pace, a grand and audacious experiment in creating a paradise from sand, sea, and gas. And then, there are the women. They move through this world of dazzling contrasts with a unique and captivating presence. Often seen cloaked in the flowing black fabric of the abaya, they are figures of elegance and mystery. The abaya, far from being a simple uniform garment, is a statement of personal style and status. It may be exquisitely tailored, adorned with intricate embroidery, delicate lace, or subtle crystals that catch the light, a canvas for quiet luxury. Beneath it, the latest fashions from Paris and Milan are often worn. Their public persona is one of quiet grace and carefully guarded privacy. In the bright, opulent spaces of the malls and cafes, they gather in groups, their conversations a soft murmur against the backdrop of piped-in music. Their eyes, often the only visible feature, are expressive and observant, hinting at the complex world they navigate. There is a duality to their existence, a life lived at the intersection of deeply entrenched tradition and the hyper-modern, globalized world their nation has embraced. This duality presents a fascinating paradox. On one hand, they are beneficiaries of the state's immense generosity. They receive the same free education, healthcare, and subsidies as their male counterparts. Many are highly educated, holding advanced degrees from the world's top universities. They are entering the workforce in growing numbers, becoming doctors, entrepreneurs, and artists, contributing to the nation's development in significant and visible ways. They are empowered by wealth and education. Yet, this empowerment exists within a deeply conservative social framework. The traditional structures of family and patriarchy remain profoundly influential. Major life decisions regarding marriage, travel, and sometimes even employment can be subject to the approval of a male guardian, be it a father, husband, or brother. This creates a constant, delicate negotiation between their growing personal ambitions and the expectations of their culture. It is a life of immense privilege, yet one that is also defined by clear and unwritten rules. The suspense of their lives lies in this very balance. How does a woman who has studied abroad and tasted a different kind of freedom reconcile that with the expectations that await her at home? How does she express her individuality while upholding the traditions that are seen as the bedrock of her society's identity? The abaya itself becomes a symbol of this duality, a public shield of tradition and conformity, while also being a private space for personal expression and high fashion. They wield a different kind of power, one that is often subtle and exercised within the domestic sphere, but no less potent. As mothers, they are the primary custodians of culture, responsible for passing down traditions and values to the next generation of citizens. In a society changing so rapidly, this role takes on an even greater significance. They are the anchors, the keepers of the nation's soul. Even as they themselves are changing with it, their lives are not monolithic. There is a spectrum of experience. Some embrace the traditional role with contentment, finding fulfillment and security within its boundaries. Others quietly push against those boundaries, carving out spaces for themselves in the arts, in business, and in public life, becoming pioneers in their own right. They are navigating a path that has no map, creating a new identity for the Qatari woman in the 21st century, and so they remain the most enigmatic figures in this land of contrasts. They are at once symbols of the nation's immense wealth and its deep-seated conservatism. They are both restricted and privileged, traditional and modern. Their journey is perhaps the most complex and compelling story of all in this desert kingdom, a silent, graceful dance between the world as it is and the world as it might one day be. Our journey through this land of manufactured miracles and profound paradoxes comes to a close. We have witnessed a nation that has bent the very environment to its will, raising a glittering metropolis from the barren sands. We have seen a society where a birthright grants a life of unimaginable ease, a cradle-to-grave security funded by the Earth's ancient energy. This is a kingdom built on a dream of prosperity, a dream realized for a select few with breathtaking speed and ambition. The contrasts remain, etched into the very landscape, the shimmering towers and the silent desert, the citizens' privilege and the migrants' labor, the global ambition and the deeply held traditions. It is a delicate and perhaps fragile ecosystem. The wealth that fuels this reality is finite, a geological gift with an expiration date. The true test of this great experiment will come when the foundations of its prosperity must shift from what lies beneath the ground to what lies within its people. This land forces us to confront fundamental questions about fairness, identity, and the very nature of a good life. It is a mirror reflecting our own world's disparities, albeit in a more concentrated and dazzling form. It leaves one to wonder, to truly ponder the choices we make and the societies we build. In a world of such contrasts, would you choose privilege in paradise or equality elsewhere?